Welcome back everyone, I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to draw Rodan from Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. So yeah, I've been gone for a while, but I'm really glad to be back, and yeah, let's start off with an outline. So yeah, let's put the beak is going to start right about there. We're just going to basically map out our drawing on our paper and make sure it all fits. I'm going to have that large curved horn. There's a pair of them, but we're only going to see one of them, because this is a complete side view of the head. Maybe make the beak a little longer. But we're focusing on getting all the proportions as close as possible to what the real thing looks like. So the bottom jaw is going to be open right about there, or the bottom beak. It's like a beak slash jaw. I'm going to have that really cool looking tongue. I'm going to show a little bit of the neck with those spikes and all that cool stuff. So we're going to draw a little bit of the neck and see what else we can put in this early stage of outline. Maybe just show a little bit of the teeth. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good outline. Just make sure it fits on your page, and we can move on to the next stage now. So I'm going to be working from left to right since I'm right-handed, and it'll save me from smearing. We're going to make this line a little darker by pressing a little bit harder onto our paper with our pencils. And Rodan's got a bunch of these teeth that are sort of part of the beak, but they do look like teeth, so I'm just going to be calling them teeth for the remainder of the video. So you're going to have the first large tooth. There's going to be a little bit of separation, and then we're going to have the next tooth. And keep in mind, Rodan's head is huge. It's like massive. It's like the size of an airplane. So each of these teeth are actually about the size of a human, probably. All the monsters in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, are huge. So we're going to have one more tooth. This will be the last one. Then the jaw has that muscle that I draw all the time when doing predatory dinosaurs. Well, almost all dinosaurs for that matter. This muscle that opens and closes the jaw at the rear of the jaw here. And it's going to have these sections of muscle near the bottom. So we'll put those in. We're going to see a few striations here showing the texture of that muscle. And remember, we're just putting in like more detail now, but we're not going to be doing any shading until a little bit later. So this part of the beak curves down at this point. There's a few little dimples here in the front of the beak that we want to put in, just to give it an extra layer of detail. And then these lines are going to be coming up a little further from the edge of the upper jaw. So continue those up like so. And now I'm going to zoom up on my reference image so we can get a better look at the eye. So it's got a very thick brow, which is going to be covering a little bit of the eye. So we're going to see about 3/4 of Rodan's eye. It looks very similar to a human's eye. It's got a small pupil. It's got a dark ring around the eye. So I want to put that in. And maybe have a few little lines coming out from the center to the edges there. Then we want to put the eyelid, which is going to be peeled back. And just add some general wrinkles in this eye socket area. So now we got Rodan looking a little bit more angry by adding in some of these wrinkles. Okay, so the brow is very thick, as I said earlier, and very large. And this brow is going to taper down and form a ridge. Just erase a bit of that. And the ridge turns into little sections here. It's got like a center ridge that is separating the two brows, because there is another brow on the other side of Rodan's head. But it's got like a center ridge. And this one also is sectioned. So Rodan's head is very similar to a dinosaur's head, so it should not be too difficult for all of you who are practiced dinosaur drawers. Same thing with like Godzilla. Godzilla is not a dinosaur, but I mean scales and teeth. It's got a lot of similarities. And guys, comment below if you'd like me to do a tutorial on how to draw Godzilla's head, because my other Godzilla video almost went viral. I mean, it has like 100,000 views. I'm very pleased with that. So I can tell a lot of you guys enjoyed drawing Godzilla. Even though there's like this one comment on that video that said, like this comment if you just watch these videos to see the drawing and not actually to draw it. And that comment has like 58 likes currently. So I guess a lot of you just like to watch me draw and don't actually do the drawings. But I would highly encourage you to do the drawings, because that's the main point of this channel, is to get you guys to draw more. So now I'm working on that first horn. It's got a bunch of these spikes before we get to the main tip of the horn. So the horn is very long and curves back, similar to like a ram's horn. And it's very conical shaped, which means like, yeah, it starts off very wide but then gets thinner near the back there. And I might put in a little bit of the other one just so people know that there's two main horns. Now the back of Rodan's head, well, this horn actually starts right about here from this wrinkle that I put in. I'm going to put some more sections in. So our drawing is looking very good, but it's looking a little bit flat, so I'm definitely going to do some shading later on in the video just to give it some more life. So I'm beginning the neck here, which has a huge array of spikes. But we're not going to draw too much of the neck. I don't want it to take away too much from the head. People might be distracted by focusing on the neck, but we're not going to make it as detailed as the head. So let's move on to the bottom jaw. Bottom jaw has a bunch of spikes here at the back. And the bottom jaw looks like it has a lot more teeth than the top jaw, even though the teeth, well, they're about the same size. But it's got a lot of teeth and a bunch of them are quite small. So we're going to start off with the tip of the beak there. And we will begin the teeth. So the teeth start off very small. Then we got our first big tooth right about there. Two more teeth. I'm just going to take my eraser and erase some of those early lines that we no longer need. It's got another big tooth, a little space, and then two more big teeth, which I think when closed would fit together like a puzzle with this tooth. So let me move this one forward just a bit. and then the teeth continue to be small until they fade off. But as you can see, yeah, there's a lot more points here on the bottom jaw. The bottom jaw is also going to have more of these dimples. We're going to have some more of these lines coming from the lip. Okay, so the tongue is a very cool asset of Rodan, so I want to really make that look real. So let's make that curved tongue. It's almost made out of scales. It's definitely got sections here. And of course we're going to put in the muscle that opens and closes the jaw on the other side, except it's going to be nice and shaded in. And also we're going to draw a little bit of the other side of the Rodan's bottom jaw. So just make a quick outline for that. Actually, it's going to probably be moved up a little higher. So this whole section right here is going to be shaded in, and we're going to see a little bit of the other side. But the tongue will be covering most of it, except for like a tooth or two right about there. But I think this section of the video is complete. I'm going to go ahead and get out my shading pencils, and I will see you guys in a minute. So I've gotten my shading pencils out, and I've already begun, as you guys can see, just darkening a few of the lines that we already put in. And yeah, let's continue on with this process. So basically the bottom side of almost everything is going to be a little darker than the top. That's one of the basic principles of shading. So I'm going to be lightly shading the bottom portion of the upper jaw, like so. And already I'm loving how it's turning out. I mean, shading's just the best. Once you start learning how to shade, all your drawings will go from level 10 to level 100. So when shading in a little section like this, you sort of want to shade in the bottom of each section, but then also a little bit on the side. So like for these knobs, you do the same thing. Shade mostly the bottom, but then a little bit on the side there. Most of the time when you're shading, you don't want it to be like you don't want the main light to just be falling on from the very top, like right from above the subject you're drawing, because then the whole bottom would be extremely dark and the top would be extremely light. So you want more of you want the sun to be coming from that direction. If you get what I'm saying. I think I read that somewhere in a drawing book, and they probably explained it much better than I'm doing right now. But yeah, let's shade in this muscle that opens and closes the jaw. In this case, we're actually going to be shading the top of it, because it's like the lip of the upper jaw is going to be casting a shadow over that muscle. But we will put a little bit of shading there at the bottom. And then here, let me get out a darker pencil. This whole section is going to be shaded in, section under the tongue. So carefully shade around every tooth. So I'm going to lighten up the shadow a little bit here. And if your hand's getting a little bit tired, be sure to take a little break. I don't want any of you developing tendinitis or carpal tunnel or anything like that on account of my videos. So yeah, be sure to take breaks when doing a long drawing like this. Okay, so the shading of that portion of the bottom jaw is complete. Now I'm actually going to put a little bit of shading on the tongue here. Especially the part that's closest to the back of the mouth there. And I'm going to darken each of these lines a bit with this pencil. And maybe make these dimple lines a little bit longer and darker. Okay, so let's shade a little bit here. Add some darkness to the bottom of the lower jaw. And if you have a smudger on hand, be sure to use it. It's very helpful. It looks like this. It's like a rolled up piece of paper. So you can blend in the shadow to make it look more realistic. Okay, so for the top jaw now, I'm trying to see what else we can shade. I want to shade in around this eye socket, because of course this very thick brow is going to be casting a shadow. So we want to put that in. And since we lost a little bit of the detail there because of all that shading, so I'm going to darken these lines a bit so the wrinkles will still stand out. Also shade in the lower third of this brow horn. So the eyebrow almost connects with that horn that goes out of the back of the head, which is very interesting. So I'm using long pencil strokes now, making them all curved to follow the grain of the horn here. And the back horn we can leave a little bit lighter so people can tell it's a different horn. Now let's separate these little sections here a bit. And I'm going to add a little bit of shading to each of these sections to give them that extra layer of refinement. It's all about taking the time, guys. I mean, if you're willing to spend more time in your drawing, it's going to turn out much better than if you're just trying to do it in like 30 minutes or whatever. Okay, so that's looking very good. Maybe going to add a little bit of shading here to this portion of the beak. Okay, so the head is about complete. I think we're, yeah, almost finished. Maybe just add a few more lines here, and there's like more of these dimples or these little indentations in the beak. You guys can feel free to add. You can add as many as you like. But let's move on to the neck. So for the neck, I don't want to give it too much detail, but it definitely needs the shading. So I'm going to darken each section of the neck here. Like so. Let me erase some of these outlines that are getting in the way. So the reason I was gone so long, guys, is because I was actually out of the country and I wasn't able to do any videos while I was gone, so I apologize for my absence from drawing dinosaurs. But yeah, I am being a lot more active on my adventure vlog channel, and I will have a link to that in the description below. And I'll probably have a link, or like, yeah, at the end of this video you will see a link to that as well. Like a little icon you can tap on that will direct you to that channel. For all of those of you who want to see more about me. I know that sounds kind of selfish, but yeah, for those of you who are interested in my adventures, I'm posting tons of random videos on there. But yeah, a lot of them are about my recent trip. I think you guys will find those somewhat entertaining. And a big shout out to all of you who have already come from my dinosaur drawing channel to my Danny Adventure Vlog channel. I really appreciate that. Like Josh Harris, Jurassic Tutorials, there's many others that I could name, but yeah. Thank you guys for checking out both of my channels. You guys are true fans. So we're almost complete with the neck too. The neck is not nearly as hard as the head because there's much less detail. But yeah, I think we are ready to sign our drawings. So I'm going to be signing mine in the corner here. And soon we're going to be signing 2020. There we go. So guys, I'm going to say the usual things I say at the end of my videos. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave a like if you enjoyed this tutorial. Post your picture, share it. Tag me on Instagram so I can take a look at your Rodan drawing. I'm very happy with how mine turned out, and I hope yours turns out very nice as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. And be sure to check out my vlog channel because I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching.